basically it's more of a streamlined State Department. And when I look at the org chart, and let's just tick off a few: elimination of 132 offices and about 700 positions, reducing staff by 15%, new Bureau of Emerging Threats, eliminating the whole idea of civilian security, democracy, and human rights, criminal justice closing, basically, and, obviously USAID is kaput. So the thing is, this reduces the State Department capacity to align with more of an America First thing. They're going
Yeah.
to look at, political kind of litmus tests for State Department employees when State Department and Foreign Service officers have been, nonpartisan for all of time. But what I think is, if you read Marco Rubio's op-ed, and I just want to be the one to note, not a lot of people may know that, where did he put his op-ed today? On Substack, the first State Department Substack.
Interesting.
At State Department,
I
everybody
don't know if I should feel good about that or what, but oh
knows.
boy. Do I need to start packing my bags already? Anyway.
But what I think is, he's talking about bloated, bureaucratic, talking about the leftists and all of that. But the org chart is not as extreme. And I think that Marco Rubio is trying to use this kind of MAGA-esque language to appeal to the base as a cover for a more streamlined and this is State Department reorganization, and talking to
Hmm.
former State Department, leadership, including Republicans, they think that as well. I mean, look, it's not great, and it definitely is going to reduce American footprint around the world. It's going to curtail American diplomats and give them less running room. It's going to make it unsafer for American citizens around the world. But
But are they going to, but at least are they going to close embassies? Because I had read and heard from one senior former diplomatic official who said that they were thinking about closing down the embassy in Luxembourg and places like that. Is that still being contemplated?
they're going to close. I think they're going to close some embassies. I think they're going to close some consulates that are not
Wow.
much. Look, for someone who covered the State Department for 20 years, there is a lot of bloat. There is a lot of duplication of effort. There could be a lot of reform. Again, as so many other things, Jim, as you know, with what Doge was doing with USAID, that the implementation of it is often, so ass backwards that it's not as bad as what they wanted to actually do,
Yeah.
which is some reforms. So I'm not someone who doesn't think reform in the State Department. There are a lot of,
Oh, sure.
there is a way to kind of save money. But again, we need to discuss, like, State Department is 1% of the federal budget. And what we get for that investment is so much more than pennies on the dollar. It's
Yeah.
pennies. And the way that they're doing it, again, I think is, again, we've said this so many bloody times, Jim. If President Trump had the wherewithal to come in and say, I want to make government more efficient, I want to save American taxpayers money, I'm going to make a bipartisan effort to really just, like, examine and really use our pennies wisely, I don't think he'd have the kind of resistance that this, vitriolic, punitive way that they're doing it. And so,
Yeah. It's very performative.
but the kind of rhetoric behind it is what makes it even worse than it really is.
Yeah, it's very performative because at least you and I both know we covered Washington for a while. The real money is not at the State Department. The real money is over at the Pentagon. The real money is in all these tax breaks that we can't afford for.
Remember
Go
what
ahead.
I said? That if you're going to cut the State Department budget, you better give me more ammunition because I'm going to need it.
Bingo. That's exactly right. Elise, great to see you. Next time we will get you in your audio working a whole lot better, but you were always great to talk to you. No, no, no. It's and I say the Substack machine jokingly. I'm joshing when I do that. Sometimes it's just, you know, we don't know. The cell phone stuff, we have no idea.
On Substack, I think we're, either we're going to be a lot better or a lot worse. I don't know. But I
Yeah.
think obviously they know that they need to reach people and explain what they're doing. So maybe it's
Yeah.
a